Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Godzilla Criterion Collection. Now, first of all, before I get into this, I just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope you have a good one. I'm actually recording this in November, and it just so happens that I upload this on Christmas Eve. So, again, happy holidays. I hope you guys are having a great time with your family, staying safe, and just overall just being happy with everyone. So, yeah. Anyway, so this came out for Godzilla's 65th anniversary last year, which, of course they had to do something, and they released this, which, the idea is cool. Basically, it's a big Blu-Ray collection that contains all of the Showa movies, which, again, I love that idea, but the only problem is that it's in this coffee table book, and it's just way too big to put anywhere. I don't get why they did this. I feel like just, a regular Blu-ray display or whatever, I feel like that would have been much better, but no, just a very room-costing, just oversized. I don't like this thing. I gotta be honest. As far as having, all of the Showa movies on Blu-ray, it's definitely, great and something you probably should get, but just, the setup here is just, I don't like it. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Anyway, let's take a closer look at this, starting with the cover. And the cover, it's nice artwork, but at the same time, it's not really, anything great, Well, it's still good and all, but, I don't know, it just doesn't really fit with, the overall theme of this. And by theme, I mean just, I don't know, it doesn't really fit the Showa era, but that's just me. And also, something that's kind of weird, I don't know if Godzilla's supposed to be breathing his atomic breath or not, but, the blue here, it's not really coming out of his mouth, it's just, behind him. So, I don't know if he's supposed to be, roaring or what, but I think that looks a little weird. But that's just me. If we take a closer look, we can see Godzilla, the Showa era films, 1954 to 1975. Of course, on the side here, we have Godzilla, the Showa era films, 1954 and 1975, Criterion Collection, and so on. So, yeah, again, this is kind of a big book, so I'm gonna have to, actually, stretch to, reach this thing. So, let's take a look at what's inside the book. I'm just going to hold it like this. So here we have some nice artwork. It looks very nice, very stylish, and, it does look really nice. But, again, I don't think it fits the Showa era, so I'm not really a big fan of this, Again, it's nice artwork, and the people who worked on it, are definitely, very talented, but it just doesn't fit with this collection. If this was, a standalone poster, that'd be great, but, I don't know, the fact that it's in this collection, I don't know, I'm just not a fan, but I digress. Anyway, this is just a little section here, just the Reign of Destruction. This basically just talks about, the evolution of Godzilla and how he's, how he basically started off as, propaganda, and then, turned into this big, pop culture phenomenon, so, yeah, that's really cool. And then, the first movie here, we have the original Gojira, or Godzilla, whatever you want to call it. And I actually really like the artwork here. This actually does fit the collection. Godzilla here looks a lot like the concept art for the original movie. So, again, I really do like that. So this is great. More of this, please. This fits perfectly. And, of course, we have the credits and, more information here about the first movie and the runtime and everything. So, yeah. So, the artwork here is great, and I love it. Probably my favorite piece of artwork here. Next, we have Godzilla Raids Again, which, this isn't bad artwork. Again, all the artwork here, for the most part, is great, but, it just doesn't fit. And this one is one of those examples where it looks great, it just doesn't fit. But, yeah, of course, we have Anguirus here in Godzilla, so, yeah, again, the artwork here is very well done. I do like it a lot, but it's just not my thing. It just doesn't really fit with the collection. Again, if these are, standalone posters, these would be very nice to own, but, again, I know I keep saying this, but, they just really don't fit the collection. But anyway, Godzilla Raids Again, and more information here. So, Yeah, I would zoom in, but this is kind of a big piece, and if I were, I'd like knock things over, so just bear with me here. So, yeah. Anyway, we have Godzilla, or King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm used to saying Godzilla versus Kong, but no, the original 1962 King Kong versus Godzilla. And this is actually really nice artwork. Again, this is something I feel like could fit. You know, Kong and Godzilla here are drawn perfectly. So, yeah, they look very spot on to how they looked in the movie, so I do like this a lot. So, yeah, really nice artwork here. And, of course, we have King Kong vs. Godzilla and more information on the cast and everything. So, yeah. So, the artwork here is very nice and actually does fit, so I do like that. Next, we have Mothra vs. Godzilla, and I'm again, it's great artwork, but it just doesn't fit. Mainly because they based Godzilla here off of, like, Godzilla Tokyo SOS's Godzilla, not so much, like, you know, the version of Godzilla that actually appeared in the movie. So, yeah. So, as nice as this looks, it again just doesn't fit at all. And honestly, I'm not a fan. So, yeah, anyway, more information here. You know, the casting and everything. Mothra versus Godzilla. Next, we have Gadora the Three-Headed Dragon, and yeah, no, like, again, this would be nice, like, a nice poster to have, but, like, I don't know. A lot of the artwork here just doesn't fit, and it's just not my cup of tea. Something I would have preferred, actually, if, what they did was, they basically just, like, took the movie posters. That would have been really nice, but instead we got this, which, again, isn't terrible. The artwork is very nice, but it just doesn't fit. So, yeah, but anyway, here, Gadora the Three-Headed Dragon, and more credits and information and everything like that. So, yeah. Anyway, Invasion of Astral Monster, which, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a piece of art that I actually don't like. Everything, like, the background and, like, you know, the ships and everything, they are, you know, illustrated very well. But then you have Godzilla, who just, like, has this stupid face. And then you have Heisei Rodan, not Showa Rodan. And then there's, like, you know, Gadora here, who just looks awful. Like, he has no teeth, he has no scales, he looks like a worm, essentially. So, yeah, this piece of artwork, I'm definitely not a big fan of, you know, and just like with most of the others, this does not fit. So, again, Invasion of Astral Monster, and we have more credits and casts and everything like that. So, there you go. Next page, we have Ebra, Horror of the Deep, all the credits and everything. And this actually looks nice, you know, this actually, like, it fits semi-well, or somewhat, you know, alright. It's not great. Again, I would have preferred the movie poster itself, but again, this is nice artwork. I do like this. Godzilla looks like how he should, you know, and not just like a Millennium Godzilla, but yeah, no, the artwork here is actually nice, and I do like it. So, yeah. Son of Godzilla. This artwork, Minya's head is just way too big. If it was, like, smaller, like, he just looks like, I know, like, Minya, he's not really, like, you know, really liked, and to be fair, he does look, like, you know, ugly in the movie, but just, like, I'm just not a big fan of how he looks here, but, yeah, it's that. It's good, you know, besides Minya looking weird, like, the artwork, like, it's still good, but, like, it just doesn't fit. And that's kind of, like, my big issue here. A lot of the artwork here just does not fit at all. Now, again, I feel like the movie posters themselves, they would fit, but stuff like this, no. That wouldn't fit. And, of course, Son of Godzilla and, like, all of the, credits and everything. So, there you go. Alright, so now we have Destroyal Monsters, which, again, like, this artwork actually looks very good. I love this. You know, we have Baragon and Gorosaurus and everything, and Gear's here taking a bite out of King Ghidorah's neck, and just, overall, everything here just looks great, you know, everything looks how it should, you know, but just, it doesn't fit. If this was like a standalone poster that you could buy on like, you know, a website, that would be one thing. And I would actually buy this because this looks phenomenal. But it just doesn't fit. I just feel like the original movie posters here, they would be fitting and they would look really nice. And of course we have Destroyal Monsters and again more credits. So yeah. Now we have All Monsters Attack, or as I like to call it, Godzilla's Revenge, which look at Minya. I get that it's supposed to be like a perspective view, but just look at Minya here. That, come on, you can't tell me that looks good. Like, okay, nothing against the artist. You know, they definitely did their hardest, and even with like, you know, let me just find it real quick. Even with Invasion of Astral Monster here, like, even though I'm not a big fan of how it looks, you know, they definitely tried, you know, and that's like, you know, great. So, like, good on them, because, like, I couldn't draw this, you know, anything like this. Like, at most, I can draw, like, a simple dinosaur. So, like, I'm not an artist, so, yeah, but just, you know, this artwork doesn't look good, and just, Minya looks bad, you know, Godzilla and Gadora, they look, and then the kid, I forget his name, he's just, I don't like this piece of artwork, I'm sorry, but it's just, I don't like it. But, yeah, anyway, we have some more credits here, and everything like that. So, yeah, this next piece of artwork comes from Godzilla vs. Hetero, which, again, like, this looks very nice. I really like this, but it just doesn't fit at all. You know, like, this never happened in the movie. You know, they never, like, fought in a city like this. They fought in, like, this big, like, wasteland area. They didn't fight in, like, this. But, yeah, no, the artwork itself is very nice, but, again, I know I don't want to sound like a broken record. It just doesn't fit. Not my cup of tea. So, again, like, the poster itself, like, the actual movie poster, I feel like would have been better, but here it's just kind of, it's still very nice artwork, but it just doesn't fit this collection. And, of course, Godzilla vs. Hetero's credits and everything. So here we have Godzilla vs. Gigan, and Gigan here is actually drawn very nicely, and even like the two characters here, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, I don't remember their names. They look alright, nice and stylized. And then Godzilla here, I'm not a big fan of how he looks here, but overall this isn't terrible, but yeah. Anyway, Godzilla vs. Gigan, and once again, all the credits and everything, the cast and whatnot. So, yeah. Now for Godzilla vs. Megalon, and again, this is very stylistic, I love this, but it just does not fit. I know I keep saying that, and I'm really sorry, I don't mean to come off as repetitive, but it just doesn't fit. I mean, Megalon, sure, he looks a little weird, but overall, like, nice artwork, but just, it doesn't fit with this collection, you know? And this also implies that, like, you know, Godzilla's seen as the bad guy, because, like, he's like this big, like, cloud, and he looks, like, imposing and menacing, which, no, he was the good guy in this movie, so, again, I don't really get the direction. Again, this is very nice artwork, I do really like this, but, yeah, overall, like, again, I don't want to repeat myself, but it would have been nice if there was just the actual movie poster. So, yeah, anyway, Godzilla vs. Megalon and all the credits. So, yeah. Next, we have Godzilla vs. Mech Godzilla. This actually looks good. This is actually a piece of art that I am a very big fan of. You know, Mech Godzilla is drawn very nicely, and so is King Caesar. We can see a little bit of Godzilla in front here, which, again, he is drawn. Everything here is just very nicely drawn, and this actually fits. So, like, if the artwork was more like this, just, like, stylized, like, scenes from the movie, that would be great. Or even, like, you know, for the first movie here, if I can get to it, like, stuff like this, and this looks great. I love this, so more of this, please. But, anyway, Godzilla vs. Mech Godzilla, and we just have more credits and everything. So, yeah. Lastly, as far as the movies go, we have Terror of Mech Godzilla, which, like, this isn't bad artwork. It looks, I mean, sure, Mech Godzilla, he looks, I don't know what's wrong with him. And Titanosaurus is just kind of, you know, there, but, and Godzilla looks a little, you know, he looks alright, but overall, like, it's nice artwork, but just, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this, you know. Like, it's good, but I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. But, yeah. Anyway, Terror of Mechagodzilla credits. So, yeah. Anyway, here we just have more, like, credits and, you know, everything like that. A nice piece of artwork here, which, again, I know I keep saying this, and I really don't mean to come off as a broken record, but it doesn't fit. And, of course, the Blu-Rays themselves, which we have the same piece of artwork here as the, you know, the front, you know, this part. So that's just here. And the Blu-Rays themselves, from what I heard, I don't have any of the original, like, Showa movie Blu-Rays, but from what I've heard, these, you know, the quality of the movies here are actually not as good as, like, the original releases. So that's something that's a little frustrating. But then again, as far as, like, owning the Showa movies on Blu-ray, this is probably the best I'm gonna get, so I can't really complain. And there are some good things here, you know? The original Japanese version of Godzilla vs. King Kong is here. We didn't get that, you know, for any of the regular releases for the longest time. So, a lot of cool things like that are here. So, yeah, I do really like how, you know, they're here. So, yeah, they include stuff that, you know, I don't know if they have the original American version of Godzilla, the first movie. But if they did, it wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah, I think it's on a bonus disc. But I think it's, on this disc, actually. But I digress. And that's the back. It looks nice, but again, it doesn't really fit with the overall theme. And, or, not the theme, but like just the Showa era. But, yeah. Anyway, that is it for the Godzilla Criterion Collection. And I know I said this before, but I am not a fan of this, you know? Like, owning all of the Showa movies on Blu-ray, that is great. I absolutely love that. But, you know, just the fact that it's just this oversized coffee book, like, we didn't need this. If this was, like, a standalone book, that'd be fine, but, like, the fact that this has to be, like, you know, what holds all the Blu-rays, like, that's kind of annoying, you know? Because, like, Criterion, like, they worked on Godzilla movies before. They did the first movie, you know, on DVD. Which, you know, it's not, like, oversized or anything like that. It's good. And one thing I do find weird is that, you know, they have, like, this little pop-up thing, which is cool, but they're using the, Godzilla from Godzilla Tokyo SOS, which I think is a little weird, but overall, like, you know, it's a good size, you know, and just, yeah, it works. This is just a regular DVD. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, it's more than one disc, so of course it has to be this big. Except, no, it doesn't. Here's an example. The complete series of Samurai Jack. You know, one of my favorite cartoons of all time. You know, I love this thing. So, of course, there are, you know, 5 seasons, and they're all, you know, perfect like this. It's not on this big, like, coffee book table, or coffee table book, I meant to say, sorry. It's nothing like that. It's just, you know, basic. Very basic. You know, another example, here is the complete series of Rocko's Modern Life. And all the discs here, just very simple. You know, you really don't need this at all. And even, you know, something more related to, like, what I do. Here's the limited edition 4K Blu-ray for the Jurassic Park 25th Anniversary Edition. You know, this is all 4 movies. And just, like, a nice little sleeve that comes out. You know, with very nice artwork. Very fitting, too. It's not, like, stylized. It's not, like, you know, random, like, art or anything like that. It's just, like, a recreation of, like, one of the shots from the movie, which looks good. I really like how this looks. And a very nice, like, you know, presentation here. We have screenshots from the movie poster itself, a little bit of a bio here, and the 4K disc. You know, this is perfect. You know, not only does it have the 4K discs, but, like, you know, even here, like, more screenshots and everything, which looks nice, but it also has regular Blu-rays too, so that's great. And again, the Lost World, the movie poster here, and, like, screenshots from the movie, and just, yeah, the 4K, and so on. Of course, Jurassic Park 3, the poster, screenshots from the movie, and the disc itself. And Jurassic World, again, screenshots from the movie, the poster, the 4K Blu-ray, more screenshots, and, you know, the regular Blu-ray. And the thing that, you know, I should point out here, in this whole package, this Jurassic Park package, there are 8 discs. This contains 8 discs. This also contains 8 discs. So, there's really no reason why they couldn't just do this, you know? If they were to do this, and then make this, like, a more, like, limited edition, or, like, the deluxe edition, that would be one thing. But this is the only means of owning these movies on Blu-ray, and it's very frustrating. Well, not the only way. There are the original releases, which are very expensive. Which, by the way, I should talk about the price for this thing. This thing, I kid you not, costs like $112, I think. I don't remember the exact price, but it's definitely up there. And, like, on Amazon, it's on sale. So, like, you know, instead of getting it for that price, it was originally, like, $250, I think. I don't remember, but it's very expensive, you know? And I feel like they only did it just to, like, make that much money. And it's like, no. Like, this is way too overpriced. And this thing costed me, like, $50, which, yeah, it's not really cheap, but, like, you know, 8 discs, and, yeah. So, I don't understand, like, if we got something like this, and then this was, like, a deluxe edition, that would be great. But, just, it's oversized, so, like, you're not really gonna put it anywhere, you know? I want to put this with my other Godzilla DVDs and Blu-rays and everything, but, like, I can't. Instead, I have to have it displayed with my NECA figures, and it just looks out of place, you know? And the artwork itself, like, very well done. I'm not trying to, like, you know, bash the artists or anything like that. They did a, for the most part, very good job, or at least, like, the best they could do. I'm not an artist or anything like that, so, again, I wouldn't know anything about, you know, so, again, like, the artwork here, very nice, but I just don't think it fits. Here, there's no, like, stylized artwork, it's just, you know, or, okay, there's artwork here, which actually, you know, this actually fits, so this is okay, but then, like, you have screenshots from the movie and just, like, the movie poster. This is a much better presentation. If we had this instead of this, then that would be great, you know? And some of the artwork here is actually very nice, but, yeah. So, at the end of the day, I know I rambled on for a long time there. At the end of the day, should you get this? It's kind of tough. Because, like, on the one hand, you're owning all of the original Showa movies on Blu-ray in one big collection, which, the idea sounds cool, but, like, the actual thing it comes in is just too big. I doubt you're going to be able to put it anywhere, you know, except for, like, a coffee table, but I don't want to put this thing on a coffee table. I don't have a coffee table. I want to put this with the rest of my Godzilla Blu-rays, because this just looks stupid. And I know there's, like, you know, a fan-made thing out there where, like, you can buy, like, you know, 2 cases that look like this, and, like, they're, like, the traditional Criterion Collection, you know, cases, but, like, I wish it came like that before, you know, not, like, I don't know. So, if you do get this, then I suggest getting, like, the fan-made things. I don't know where you can get them or anything like that. All I know is that they exist, so it's basically this, but, like, with the Criterion Collection, like, artwork here. So, if you're gonna get this, then get that custom-made, like, Blu-ray set, case thing, whatever. But, like, if, like, the book itself is not bad, you know, the artwork, for the most part, is very appealing. It just doesn't fit. Again, I feel like it would have been a little nicer if it had, like, the movie posters instead, because, like, there is some artwork here where I don't like, and I'm not knocking any of the artists here. I'm sure they did a very good job, you know, illustrating, I'm sure, is very tough, especially when it's stuff like this, so I'm not knocking them at all, but, like, yeah, no, some of the art here doesn't look great. I would have preferred if it was just, like, again, I know I keep bringing this up, but, like, very simple, just, like, do, like, something like this, like, the cover itself looks nice, but, like, for the actual pages, just give us, like, the actual movie poster, and, like, screenshots, and so on. But, yeah. If you can get this, you know, I'd say, like, I don't know what a reasonable price for this would be. I'd say, like, $100. So if you want to go for like that $112 price tag on Amazon, you know, go ahead. But I just think, like, you know, once you do get it, just find a place to put this, because this is a very big item. So like, displaying this, like, with your collection, it's not gonna be the easiest thing in the world, because like, it's just way too big. Of course, some hand sanitizer here, and Dr. Billy Grant. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of this thing, because like, it's not gonna fit with your regular DVDs, because again, here's Rocko. Like, it's huge. Like, you're not gonna fit that, you know, you're like me. Like, you're not gonna be able to fit that anywhere, unless you could like have it awkwardly like on top of the other Blu-rays or whatever, but that just looks stupid, you know? Like, I don't like the size of this thing. I don't like this thing at all. I like, you know, owning all of the Showa movies on Blu-ray. That's good. But just like, the artwork, you know, for the most part it's nice, but I could have done without most of it. And just the size is just, I don't like it. And the reason why it's this big, you know, to make it more expensive, but it's just, I don't know. I rambled on for too long, so I think I'm just going to end the video here. Yeah, so anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or just, you know, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.